DIY in Waterford. So obviously this book comes with some lovely images. They're images that Michelle hasn't yet seen herself. Joe's going to show them to her now, and she's going to tell us about her fantastic book.
Hello and welcome to That's What I Wrote. And we're going to talk to Nanny Satchel this evening. And Nanny, you've written a book called Do It, Do It, Do It. And it's about the joys of do it yourself, DIY. But let's go back in time and let's talk about
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me and talking about my book.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you, Nanny. I was talking to my researcher, and I said I'd love to interview Nanny Satchel, and my researcher said, "Do it yourself."
She's a gas woman. Yeah. She's a gas woman. She rang me up and she laughed for 10 minutes at my name.
Yes.
Gas woman.
So Nanny, I'm going to start off. There's some photos in the book, and it's about do it yourself, but it's about your upbringing. So I'm just going to show you some. So you started off a normal family.
Yes. That's right. We were normal, but we had to wear face masks even back then, before any kind of pandemic. We made copies of our own faces and wore face masks because we had a very rare inflammatory pulmonary disease, and we didn't want to give it to anybody else in the neighborhood.
And that made it very difficult for you to recognize your family later on in life.
That's true. It was very difficult now to recognize my brothers or my mother or my father, even in the house. You know, once we could take the masks off, we didn't know each other. So that's what led me into DIY really in the first place.
But it wasn't just that. Your intelligence was obvious from a young age.
Oh, sure. Where did you get that? Oh, that's in the book. That's in the book, sure. I forgot. I put it in. Amn't I a doty little duck?
But with a big brain.
Oh, I had a huge brain. Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of water on my brain. They had to drain it off with a little tap. But it was still fierce huge, my brain. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 of you in one small house. And,
that's right. Oh gosh, we didn't have a lot of money back then. You know, Joetry. There wasn't money to be had. So that's what led me into DIY, you know, the face masks, the having quite a large brain, and the tiny house. You know, I wanted to build bigger and better for my family, you know, and for myself.
Okay, we're going to start talking about the things you made in your life.
Things I made. Oh gosh. I made those very early on now. They're very easy to make. Anybody could make those. That's just a bit of water and a large box. And they're called frozen shoes. Say what you say, frozen shoes. And that's my sister Gwynnie. And Gwynnie, she had no shoes. We were that poor. And I said, I'll make you a pair of shoes. And they're great in the summer. They're not so good in the winter.
And then you moved on to modes of transport for animals.
That's right. That's that's the hamster. We had little Binky hamster, and he lost the use of his legs in a tree accident. So I made him that little skateboard there out of an old surfboard. That's a tiny surfboard that the other hamster used. Anyway, it's complicated, but
so took a hamster's surfboard and made it into
a skateboard, a hamster's skateboard. Yeah. I do a lot of adapting. I see DIY, do it yourself, isn't all about building from scratch now, Joetry. It's about taking what you have and make new things out of it. Do you know, the hamster was delighted. The other hamster was a bit paid off now, but that hamster, Binky, was delighted.
And by the age of 25, you had made
a lot of money.
$400.
Yeah. Well, that was a lot of money to us now in Waterford. You know, and the dollars went a long way. And, you know, even though people didn't really take dollars as currency, you know, we were able to exchange them eventually for the punt.
But sadly, Nanny, it went to your head a little bit.
Oh, sure, yeah. I had to include this chapter because I wanted to tell people, you know, you get a bit of fame or a bit of success and you can go a bit mad. And that's me now. After the whole, you know, I started making a whole set of surfboards for hamsters. I made a lot of dollars. And I went a bit mad on the cigars then. I was a little bit off my head, you know, I had to calm down. I really did. I
And that
started
was your
poking things.
But then the love of your life, he
Oh,
walked into your life
yeah.
almost like in a puff of smoke.
That's right. That's Donny Satchel, the man I married. You know, and he was a heavy smoker when I met him. That's when I met him. If I took a photo of him, because you know, and I said, "You're going to have to give up the smokes, Donny." But it really worked. Beautiful, beautiful relationship, and he's helped me build all my bigger projects since
And
then.
this is a photograph of him and his friends.
That's right. Yeah. They have an import-export business. I mean, I'm not completely sure on what all of it does, but there's been a lot of money for projects coming in now between Donny and myself. We've done well. We've done good.
Well done. It's been such a pleasure
Oh, thanks.
having you on, and hopefully we can get together sometime and do it not just ourselves, but together.
Well, whatever you mean by that, that sounds great. That sounds great, Georgie. Thanks for having me on your internet program.
Okay, Nanny, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Geometry and Nanny Satchel there for a beautiful story about her life.